Bang! Neves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we have a knife sale. Now, listen to all the instructions because they're very, very important. One, nothing's being sold on YouTube, but we do have an email down in the description. It's a specific email for you to contact us in order to purchase the knives. Now, when you use the email, you will get instructions, directions right afterwards, or as soon as we see it, when we get time, we'll send you the instructions. Now, you have to follow those to a T. If you cannot follow those instructions to a T, you will not be able to purchase the knife. So make sure you follow the instructions after emailing if you decide that you would like one of the knives. We'll let you know if it's available, and we'll send you the message of what you need to do next. Now, nothing's being sold on YouTube. You have to be 18 and you have to be in the United States. So, let's check out the list. All right, the first knife on the list, my lovely wife Kara here wants to tell you about, is the what?
Well, it is the Reate K1.
All right, so it's RWL34. I do believe I put an edge on this one. It does have a mirror polished edge, hollow ground, kind of an upswept sheep's foot blade, titanium frame lock with the carbon fiber inlays, and a ceramic ball clip that actually works pretty well. Very comfortable lock bar, super smooth on the drop, good flipping action. What's the price on this one?
$350.
$350. Crown spine. I think this one's discontinued. I'm not 100% on that. You can look that up. All these have, or at least most of them have, the pouches, the boxes, and all that good stuff. So the Reate K1, $350. And the next knife is
Pacific Black Spyderco.
the Pacific Black Spyderco. Now this one is brand new, factory edge. I do feel one little tiny smidgen right there, but it's still, pretty much fresh out of the box, brand new. Really comfortable in the hand. It has H1 steel, that is like their Salt Series steel. Seki City, Japan, FRN handle. And yeah, reversible clip, nice smooth action with the back lock. And yeah, it's pretty sick nasty. So,
and
what's the price on it?
It's $110.
$110 on the, what's the name of it?
Oh, the Pacific Black Spyderco.
The Pacific Black Spyderco.
Okay, now you have your Ferrum forged stinger and carbon fiber.
Ferrum forged stinger, carbon fiber, and steel liner lock. The steel on this is Nitro V steel. Liner lock action. We have a flipper. Really comfortable flippers on the Ferrum forged knives. And then you have the fuller for the reverse flick. Now, it has a deep carry clip that is not reversible. You can thumb flick it and reverse flick it. Nice snappy action. Beautiful drop point blade. Not too big of a knife. More of a medium-sized knife. Nice and slim, lightweight. I think most people, well, if you don't know the knife, Ferrum Forged Design, I believe we is the one doing the OEM work. What's the price?
$90.
$90. Next is the Zero Tolerance 0470 Civivi design. It has a copper infused carbon fiber. Very beautiful. Flipping action is really good. It has a mirror polished edge on there. Now the mirror polished edge was not finished 100% there. They missed just a little tiny part right there, which tends to happen on a first sharpening, and you usually get that part on the second sharpening because it's near the plunge grind right there. Drop point blade, 20 CV steel, very, very smooth action, nice and comfortable in the hand. Non-deep carry clip, heavy milling on the inside, very lightweight, and lots of good access to the lock bar. Yeah, very, very smooth. Great example. Beautiful example. What's the price on this one?
$230.
$230 with the mirror polished edge ZT0470. Great example.
Next up is the Artisan Arion.
Next up, Artisan Arion. Now this one's the ARRPM9 steel version with the micarta, brand new, fresh out of the box. Now it's not perfectly centered, but it is a brand new one. The micarta hasn't even broken in yet. Really grippy micarta too. Very good micarta. Artisan does such a good job with their micarta. Coated blade, obviously, reverse flicking action only, very slim in the hand, but also very, very comfortable. Good access to the lock bar, super smooth on the drop, fantastic detent. You can also thumb roll it. Spear pointish blade, flat ground, deep carry clip, not reversible. And what's the price on this one?
$50.
50 bones. 50 bones for the Artisan Arion and ARRPM9 steel.
Elementum button lock.
Next is the Civivi Elementum button lock in the, I think this is the, what the heck's it called? Obviously micarta, but the, what is it?
Burlap?
No.
I'm sorry.
No. It's,
Sick nasty.
Sick nasty, yes, sick nasty. Sick nasty micarta. It has a hollow ground, drop point, spear pointish blade. Love this blade shape, nice and deep. I think these are about 15 thousandths behind the edge. Beautiful sharpening choil, very, very comfortable in the hand. Reversible deep carry clip, steel liners, and it is a button lock. Now, you have to use the button to open it. It is basically a gravity knife. It's locked when it's closed. You push the button, let it swing out, and then it locks when it's open.
And it can be yours for $58.
58 bucks. T8 hardware all the way around. Awesome, awesome knives. I love these knives.
Chevalier.
And then next is the Civivi Chevalier, another button lock. Another great example, brand new, right out of the box. It has the gray micarta. It has flipping action, fantastic detent on this example. Super good. You can hear the ting. And then you have a fuller for the reverse flick. Sheep's foot blade, 14C28N. Oh, I forgot to say that. The Elementum we just did, 14C28N blade steel as well. And then this is 14C28N steel as well. A little tiny, tiny bit of stick on the button, but I think it's the amount that you want on a button lock because that ensures that you're not going to have any blade rock. So this thing is rock solid up and down, left and right. Deep carry clip that is reversible. Beautiful example. Let's check the centering. Near perfect. It's a little to the right, but I imagine that could be adjusted or messed with. But what's the price on this one?
That is $60.
$60. Remember, guys, you're not paying taxes. We're paying the shipping, so you know there is that. So if you think the prices are near, you know, what you could buy it for anyways, we're paying the tax, or you're not paying taxes, and we're paying the shipping. So there is that. Now, and they are, most of them, like with those prices, are brand spanking new. Next is the Sun TS269. I think this is discontinued. I think you can still get them on eBay here and there. I'm not positive.
It is. You're correct on that.
They are discontinued? Okay,
discontinued, but available here and there on eBay.
Okay, so now this one does have a sharpening by me of the 14C28N, a beautiful mirror polish edge that I put on. So great edge. The milling on these things are insane. And the action is also insane.
Yeah, I don't mean to, I'm sorry, but the action is super, super nasty. Like,
super sick nasty.
Yeah, I'm telling you though, I'm serious. Like, whoa, I was impressed.
So the thumb studs, the way they poke up just a little bit, they make it to where you have good access to them. So they're real easy to hit, nice and grippy, and a lot of leverage with the thumb studs. The lock bar is very comfortable to disengage. Complete fall shut action, perfectly centered, milled titanium pocket clip and back spacer, titanium, full titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert. It has ceramic cage bearings on a racetrack, so they have the steel washers in there with a track around the center of them so that the bearings can roll around them, so the bearings are not touching the titanium. Beautiful example. So, but this is priced a little bit heavy. What's the price, baby?
I don't know that it's heavy for all that, because it's only $150.
Oh, $150? I guess that's not too bad.
No, that's
so,
a great deal.
$150.
All right, now you have the ZT0630 Emerson. It's another discontinued.
All right, so this one is discontinued as well. This is the Zero Tolerance and Ernie Emerson design, the 0630 S35 VN blade steel. Somewhat a strike clip point blade. Nice, thick, robust blade. You have the Emerson wave feature. It is a titanium frame lock with a steel lock bar insert. Nice strong lockup. Rock solid lockup. And then it has the G10 on this side. Reversible deep carry clip. The action is really good on this one.
Some of the best thumb disc action I've actually ever seen on a knife for thumb discs. I don't have a great time usually. These are really smooth though. Easy to deploy for sure.
Yeah, very smooth. Is it centered? It's a little bit to the show side, but you know, this one is discontinued, so it's probably been owned for a little while. That might be able to be adjusted. I don't know. I haven't.
Not very used.
I have not messed with it at all. It still has the factory edge on there, so it's a brand new example. Nice, comfortable lock bar. Nice, comfortable access to the lock bar. Big hardware all the way around. And this one's going for $275 bones. Next is
the Rike Tulay.
The Rike Tulay. Ooh, this has such a comfortable flipper tab. Beautiful drop point blade, man. Isn't that a gorgeous blade? And this one is in 154 CM blade steel. Looks like it is numbered. I think that's number 1000. This is an integral. So it's a G10 integral knife with carbon fiber inlays that you would never even know these were inlaid in. Even the titanium is inlaid in, like, just so perfectly. That is one thing with Rike, man. Their fit and finish work is amazing. Their machining and milling is just almost no companies can touch it. Deep carry clip, and then you can see that's where the liner is screwed into. That's the steel liner screwed in from the outside because it is an integral. And then it is a flipping action knife. Perfectly centered. And then you see that flipper tab. Very comfortable flipper tab. Very snappy action. Not the most fall shutty, but it is, you know, pretty drop shutty. And it probably hasn't broken in yet because it is brand new. Still on the factory edge. And what's the price on this one?
You can have this one for $130.
Only $130 for that.
Right,
That's a good price.
Emerson Seax, is that what you said?
Now we have the Emerson Seax. A beautiful example, brand new. It is perfectly centered. If it doesn't look like it's centered, it's because it is a chisel grind. So you only have an edge on one side. Let me zoom in here. USA made. See all the little details there. Beautiful stonewash and satin finish. I believe the blade steel on these are 154 CM. Let me double check that really quick. Yes, 154 CM. Very, very grippy G10. Super grippy. Liner lock. It has a hint of that Emerson lock stick, but you know, that it is brand new. Nice, strong lockup. Very, very solid. It is a Vault. Very smooth, but you can tell it is still breaking in. You got the Emerson Wave and disc for the thumb flick. Very comfortable in the hand. Deep carry clip on this one. Not sure if that's the factory clip or if the owner added that on. It might be the factory clip. I'd have to double check. And yeah, so what's the price on this one?
$220.
And you can top flip it off of right here. Pretty easily. $225?
$20.
$220. Look at that, I just gave you 5 more bones off. 220 bones.
All right,
for the Emerson Seax. Next, we have the...
it's a Katsu.
The Katsu. This one is the D2 version. It has the multicolored red and black G10. Very, very smooth. It has a top flipping action and it comes with a leather Katsu pouch. Very smooth front flipping action. The front flipper is very easy to get to, nice and proud. The access to the lock bar is very easy. It is steel liner lock. No clip because you use the pouch with this one. Now this one has the sheep's foot blade, D2 steel. It's supposed to be a Japanese style knife. They have the resemblance of like a Rockstead. And then we have one more here.
So this one is CM154.
This would be the Katsu D2. And then we have the Katsu 154. So we have the 154 CM. Now this one has the carbon fiber and it's a drop point. So this is the drop point version. Some of the most well finished carbon fiber you've ever seen. It's a polished carbon fiber. I have one of these actually. Very, very smooth. And if you do look at it, it does have the resemblance of a Rockstead in a way. Also comes with the leather pouch. And same action. We have the front flipper. Everything's basically the same except for the handle material, the blade material, and the shape. No clip, liner lock, good access, very smooth on the drop. Perfectly centered, jimping in all the right places, extremely, extremely comfortable. These are pretty well done, especially for the price of...
Both at $70.
$70, so each one is $70. Remember, that was for each one. Remember, everything will be linked down in the description, one by one. Next is...
The Chaves TAK.
The Chaves TAK. Now this is an extremely smooth little Chaves, very small but perfectly well tuned D10. These are OEM'd by Reate. Extremely, extremely snappy. I can't emphasize that enough. 3.5 finger grip, reversible clip with the skull. We have the milled titanium skull clip. Titanium liners. It does have a steel lock bar insert. Like I said, it is a Reate. Or no, maybe it doesn't actually. I'm sorry. No steel lock bar insert. It is a titanium liner lock. Now, not all titanium frame locks or liner locks need a steel lock bar insert. As soon as they get past like a certain thickness, they really don't require them. It can help in some instances, but if the geometry is done well, then it really doesn't need it. It is to prevent lock stick in the future, but like I said, if the geometry is done well, it's not necessary. And Reate does an incredible job. So there's absolutely no stick. It is a perfect lockup, perfectly well centered. Blade to handle ratio is insane on this. Dual ground drop point blade. We have a hollow grind here, flat grind here, M390 steel, and then the beautiful micarta. Super good action on this. What is the price, baby?
You can purchase this knife for me, Kara Neve, for $190.
$190. Great example.
Such a good knife. Okay. Let me grab
next is the...
Nope, sorry. I was enamored by the one, and I forgot to grab the next one, which is the Spyderco Autonomy.
Next is the Spyderco Autonomy. Now, these you can't find anywhere, at least from where we were looking. We looked everywhere, and we could not find any of these, at least available at the moment. It is an auto. So you have this button here. Very snappy action. It's a liner that's hooked to this button. So it is a very strong lockup for an auto. No up and down play at all. Nice, good blade geometry with LC200N steel, USA made. You do have the lock right there that you can lock so you don't accidentally engage the button or, set it off. Very comfortable ergos, very grippy G10, steel liners. Perfectly well centered. The button is pretty much exaggerated, but it's also very easy to push, nice and big, and very snappy. What's the price on this one?
So this one is $210.
$210, brand new, factory edge, brand new in the package.
Okay.
210?
Yep.
$210. Now this next one, I'm kind of upset that this is my first time getting to experience this because this one is discontinued and it upsets me massively. This is a beautiful knife from Real Steel, the Real Steel Lynx. It is an S35VN, beautiful drop pointish style blade, titanium liners with some extremely well done carbon fiber. It is contoured and it is super duper soft. The clip is extremely well done. super comfortable in the hand, glass breaker in the back, deep carry clip that it would be reversible. Now, like I said, it does have a titanium liner lock with a steel lock bar insert, and the action is super smooth. I don't know, I'm not sure, but I know Real Steel does this often. It might be on multi-row bearings. I'm not 100%, but it does look like it kinda. But the action is insane. This fuller, super snappy, and then look at this flipper tab. Look how tiny that thing is. You cannot fail this. I tried to fail it a few times already. It's so snappy. It almost feels assisted. You can hear it. It's like it kicks. Very smooth on the drop. Like I said, the action period is so good, so comfortable, such a good EDC knife, and it surprises me that they discontinued it. I'm guessing just not enough people knew about it or tried it, but I think if more people did try it, they would know that this is an amazing, amazing knife. Very, very well done. What's the price on it?
This one is $220.
$220 for this brand new example that is discontinued.
Okay, you have the Conspirator.
Next is the Civivi Conspirator. Stonewashed blade, gray micarta, button lock action. You have the fuller and the flipper tab. The detent from the button is really good, super snappy. Nitro V steel. This is a factory edge, brand new version. Reversible deep carry clip. T8 hardware all the way around except for the clip. Near perfect centering. Let me just double check it. Yeah, near perfect. It is slightly towards the clip, but barely. Very comfortable in the hand. Seems like a good example. Might need a little bit of tightening on the pivot, which could probably make it centered. Let's just do that right now while we're here. There we go. Okay. Now we have no blade play, and it is perfectly centered. So, what's the price on this one?
You can have all that for $70.
$70 shipped to you. No tax.
Swayback.
Next we have the Kizer Swayback. Now this one has N690 steel. This one is the button lock, or sorry, the flipper only version. Extremely snappy flipper tab for a button lock. No stick on the button. We have a red paper micarta. I think this is Rich Light or something, but it's like a paper micarta. Very, very smooth action. It is on bearings, so extremely smooth. Super snappy detent. It is a swayback and Wharncliffe blade. Like I said, N690 steel, flat ground.
One of my personal favorites.
Perfectly centered. Reversible clip that's not deep carry. Very snappy detent and action. What is the price on this one?
50 bones.
50 bones. Beautiful brand new example. Next is the Kizer Towser K in the red micarta. Extremely well done micarta, man. This stuff has such good texture to it. Great example of good quality micarta. Now these are on multi-row bearings. Rock solid lockup. Very, very smooth. This one has a, let me flip it a couple times. Yeah, stupid smooth action. This one has a little tiny hint of lock stick, but it's not like lock stick. It's just snug under there. Let me show you really quick. See, it's not lock stick, it's just snug. But we have a deep carry clip that is reversible and adjustable. You can adjust the lock bar to a different depth. Great access to the lock bar. Complete guillotine action. Perfectly well centered. Some of the best thumb stud action you can get on a knife. Detent is nice and early, so you're always past it when you disengage the lock bar. The detent is right there. Super duper early. Lots of jimping up the blade, so you have really good ergos. The blade steel on this is 154 cm, and this is a brand new example. What's the price, baby?
The price is $60.
$60. This is some of the smoothest action you will ever feel on a knife.
Okay.
$60. Next is a Spyderco PM2 in S30V with the digital camo G10. G10. Still breaking in, still brand new, but it does have an aftermarket deep carry clip on it. Compression lock that you can always go and get a CME from OCD for EDC. Beautiful example, perfectly centered, great detent, lock up, rock solid, no stick, very, very smooth. Not a free dropper, but you know, it is brand new, still breaking in, still has the factory edge. What's the price, baby?
$160.
$160 for the Spyderco PM2 S30V with the Digi camo.
Cold steel.
With the aftermarket deep carry clip.
SR1. Titanium
aftermarket deep carry clip. Next is the Cold Steel SR1, the beast. This thing is a beast. There's something on the spine right there.
That unbeast.
Okay, this SR1 does have a little tiny bit of something on the spine. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's corrosion or just something on there. I was trying to wipe it off, but I'm sure it wouldn't take anything to clean it off. You know, if you put a little bit more effort than I just did. Clip point blade in S35 VN. Nice, very grippy G10. Big knife. Super, super solid. It is the triad lock. Strongest lock you can get on a folding knife. You can hear it. Sounds like a deadbolt or a vault door. Nice and smooth though, very easy to disengage. And you can protect yourself right here if you hold your finger up top and let it drop. You can let it hit your finger right there as long as you hold it nice and tight, then let it drop. Is it perfectly centered? No, it's not. Not perfectly centered, but these triad locks almost never are. But it is close to it, and the blade hardly fits between the scales because it is so thick. Very robust thumb studs, stop pin, reversible clip, very comfortable in the hand, very robust grind. This thing is an absolute hard use knife. What is the price, baby?
$130.
$130 for a brand new Cold Steel SR1 and S35 VN with a little tiny bit of schmitty on the spine.
I feel like this knife is like man's best friend. Okay, remember this.
Next we have a parts knife. It's in poor condition. It scales, the hardware, and a blade with the liners, but lots of play. The screw's not all the way in right here. I'm guessing the hardware did not fit the scales, or maybe there's a part missing. I don't know. I mean, it does lock up, but it does have play side to side. So it's a very poorly put together, or something's missing. I don't know. It does work, but it's basically a parts knife. If you want to get it, it's $100. You can get the titanium scales and just get some new hardware, or maybe use the liners in the blade. I don't know. But titanium scales, hardware, and blade is S30V. I'm not saying the scales and stuff are poor quality or anything like that. I just mean it's like poorly put together. Something's up with it. So I don't mean like that the materials are poor quality. Just something's going on with it that needs to be addressed. I don't know if it's a pivot bushing maybe, or I don't know, maybe it needs a new washer. I have no idea, but something's going on with it. So it's a parts knife.
For $100.
For 100 bones. Next we have the... What is this?
Miguron Centurion.
Miguron Centurion. I knew that, but I brain farted. The Miguron Centurion. Man, these things have such good action. So smooth. Very comfortable in the hand. Big belly drop point. I believe I sharpened this. Look at that edge. Look at that edge. Ooh. Mirror polished edge on this. Ooh, very sticky. Mirror polished edge on this M390. Now this is a bit of a dual grind. If you see, it's a flat grind here and a flat grind at the tip. You can see how it's a dual grind. Great access to the lock bar. Stupid smooth. Perfect centering. Titanium milled pocket clip and backspacer. It is a titanium bolster lock knife with this red shred carbon fiber. Thumb stud action, ceramic caged bearings, and detent ball. Great example. What is the price?
$195.
$195 on this beautiful Centurion. That has been sharpened. Next is This is from the 1980s, so this is something that is very rare. A very rare knife by Cold Steel. Now, I've never even seen Cold Steel use anything like this. What's the name of this?
It's an SR1.
This is an SR1? The Cold Steel SR, are you sure?
I'm sorry, Recon 1.
The Cold Steel Recon 1. This is, I guess, from the 80s, so it is going to be a collector's piece. Now, it's using something similar to an access lock. It has a dual ground Tonto blade, so a hollow grind here, flat grind here with a clipped point. The Recon 1, made in Japan. Now, it has this axis style lock that you can swing it down when you're not under the camera. There you go. It has a thumb disc on it that does work pretty good. Very, very interesting. Perfectly well centered. A great example of something that is rare, and I've never seen one of these, so I think it's very unique. You can use the axis style lock to open it. It does feel like it might need to be oiled, but very, very cool. It is pretty solid. Maybe a hint of up and down. Barely any side to side, but for something that is as old as this is amazing. I mean, this is a beautiful knife right here, and still very well done. Look at how long it has held on for. I do not know what they're using for springs, if it's Omega springs. It looks like Omega springs. It looks like some heavy duty Omega springs in there. But anyways, what's the price on this?
The price on this one is $250.
$250. I think this is G10. Yeah, G10 scales. And then you do have a non-deep carry clip that is reversible. $250 for a very, very rare knife.
Okay, you have an Alexander Cheburkov Raven XL.
The Cheburkov Raven XL. This is a beast of a knife. What a beautiful knife, though, man. Titanium frame lock with a steel lock bar insert. Titanium milled pocket clip. Beautiful shred carbon fiber. And the action is so good on this. The hole deployment is really, really good. I mean, the hole just lands exactly right where you want it. I believe this is a custom. Yes, it is a custom. And the flipping action's amazing. Blade steel is M390 steel. 2017. G10, I think it's G10. Oh no, a side cut section carbon fiber with weight relieving holes in it. Let's do a good look at this thing. It is a beautiful, beautiful knife. I love this drop point blade. Flat ground. Great geometry. Nice ramp with jimping on it. Satin finished titanium. The lock bar cutout is on the inside. Great access to the lock bar. And it is very, very smooth. And the detent is perfection. What is the price on this?
A very good deal for this at $615.
$615 for this XL Raven custom.
Okay, next up you have two Spyderco.
Next we have two Spyderco Polices. One is, give me one at a time. Okay. One is the plain edge. It is a hollow ground drop point blade. A lot of people know the Spyderco Police. These do have aftermarket deep carry titanium clips, backlocks with VG10. Perfectly well centered. Beautiful examples. You might see, little scratches here and there, snail trails, not scratches, snail trails on the scales. They are known for doing that, but it is near perfect. They are still brand new for the most part. I mean, aside from the snail trails, still factory edges, perfectly centered in the box. Awesome, awesome knives. 4-way reversible clip. What's the price?
Both of them are $130.
$130. These are steel, by the way.
Each are $130, not both together.
steel scales and VG10 steel. Now the next one is the exact same knife, but this one's with serrations. So we have the hollow grind with these nasty serrations. Again, we have aftermarket deep carry clip that is titanium. Looks like it's perfectly centered. Yes. Perfect centered. Talk about getting great blade to handle ratio, right? Very snappy action. Very, very smooth. I mean, look at this drop. Beautiful examples. Again, it is a steel scales, 4-way reversible clip. You see the snail trails, VG10 steel. Awesome, awesome knives. And this one also is $130. Just to show you this one drop, they're both dropping free. So $130 a piece. All right, now we have a whole bunch of badass fixed blades, starting off with the Sig Sauer EX-F01, an A2 tool steel. This thing is very sick nasty. Yeah. It has a nasty Tonto on it, dual ground, both flat grind, these serrations on the spine. This thing is a beast, and I'm talking about super comfort here. It has these 2 holes here, I'm guessing, so that you can string it to, you can string it to something to make a spear of some sort. Jimping on the spine, you have a choil here so you can choke up to do some feather sticking. The G10 has a lot of grip on it, very similar to what you'd expect from a Sig Sauer pistol. You do have a basher back here so you can split some wigs. Very, very comfortable. A2 tool steel, very tough steel. And what is the price on this?
It is $190.
You do have the sheath and the box. Made in the USA. Badassery all the way around. Oh, I think it's the other way. I don't think it matters which way you put it in, but maybe it does. How much was it?
$190.
$190.
Okay, this next one you need to respect.
Next, we have to respect the Spyderco in the leather sheath because this is a Bowie fighter. What's the name of this one?
The Spyderco Respect.
The Spyderco Respect. You better have respect.
Put respect on its name.
Put some respect on its name because it is a nasty Bowie. Full tang G10 scales that you can see are screwed into the full tank. Extreme comfort. The balance on this thing is very forward heavy, and it just makes you want to get into some sort of knife fight. Not really, but I mean it's you can really wield it. Like it just feels like you want to swing it. Beautiful clip point blade. You can see the swedge on top, and this thing is what is it, 1/4 inch thick, right?
Yes.
1/4 inch thick blade stock, very robust, but it has a nice broad flat grind, so it does get down to a very nice edge. Beautiful choil and finger spot right there, so you can choke up and then still be protected at the same time. Very comfortable. Also, you can get back here and kind of use this finger guard if you wanted to do some chopping. Very acute tip, but also because of the blade stock thickness and the taper down to the tip, it is very pokey, but still pretty tough. So what is the price on the Respect?
It is 390 bones.
390 bones in CPM 154 steel. CPM 154 steel. Price again?
$390.
$390 with the sheath and the box. Brand spanking new. Next is the Fox Hassam Vengeance. Combat Vengeance. And it is pretty sick nasty, beautiful micarta that is so comfortable. The way this tapers right here, lots of leverage, and then you have a little pinky spot right there. Extremely comfortable, very aggressive jimping that works very, very well. This is made in Italy, a Jerry Hassam design, N690 steel. It has a tiny bit of, does it have recurve? Yeah, tiny bit of recurve with a big belly and a drop point so you can have some chopping action. And back here, you can really hang on to it right there. It's very comfortable, nice and thick. So chopping is going to be great. Seems somewhat of a combat utilitarian knife, very stabby, very pokey, very choppy, beautiful grind, nice, thick, and robust. And what is the price?
You can have this knife that's from Italy for $190.
$190. Look at that choil. Look at that choil. Ooh, yeah, this thing's badass. $190 for the Fox Vengeance. With a Kydex sheath and what looks like a Tech lock clip or belt clip. Next we have the K-Bar, what's the name of this?
TDI.
The K-Bar TDI. It's a punch tool, obviously for self-defense. It has a flat ground drop point blade, G10 scales, or it feels like G10. It might be FRM, but I think it's G10. Very comfortable in the hand, and you know, you guys can figure that out, how you use that. It does have a Kydex sheath that does have some belt loops on there. And it looks like it also comes in a Tonto version as well. Clips right in, and you have a push-off spot. Pop it right off, get to action. I don't know the blade steel of this one. What's the blade steel? In AUS 8 steel. AUS 8 steel, Kydex sheath, K-Bar, TDI. What's the price?
It is $50.
50 smackers, 50 bones.
Okay, you have a Green Beret by William Harsey and Chris Reed.
Next is a collab knife by Harsey Folders, or Harsey, William Harsey, and Chris Reeves. This thing is badass all the way around. I cannot express that enough. We're going to go through it a little bit. One, some of the densest yet grippiest micarta I've ever felt. I mean, it's crazy how this stuff feels. Very grippy, but rock hard dense. It's not, it doesn't seem like it's going to patina like crazy, but maybe, you know, maybe a little bit. But anyways, then we have this very thick, robust crowned spined blade, an S35VN, hollow grind. Look at this tip. This thing is super sick. I mean, this thing is sick with it. Look at that. You can tell this thing was designed to poke. Very robust, very acute. The tip has this beautiful swedge on top that gets very narrow at the top right here, yet very... not very thin. It is still a robust edge, but it is a nice hollow grind. Then you have this choke up spot right there. Very comfortable ergos. I mean, super thick, super robust, very beastly. Ohio made, so you know it was made in the Chris Reeves shop, or at least that's what I think I think it's made in the Chris Reeves shop. Full tang S35VN, and you can see Harsey and Chris Reeves logo right there. What is the price on this beast?
300 smackaroonies.
Only 300 bones. And you do got this beautiful sheath by Chris Reeves. And I believe a box too, right?
Yeah.
And the box. 300 bones, right?
All right. Yes. And we got the Spyderco Ronin.
Next we have a self-defense knife. The Spyderco Ronin. This is where the Yojimbo came from. So we have the Spyderco Ronin and CTS BD1 steel G10 scales, hollow ground, worn cliff blade, very acute. This one is, yeah, like I said, hollow grind, very thin, and it is a self-defense knife, or at least that's what's originally designed for. Obviously, this would work great for regular EDC use. Very comfortable in the hand. You can see your finger grooves right there that work great. Kydex sheath, nice snap. No buckle, but it does have the lanyard, so you can carry it around your neck, I guess, if you want to. A little big for that, but I'm sure you could come up with something that would attach to this if you did want it. The Spyderco Ronin is going for
$100 flat.
100 bones flat for a brand new Spyderco Ronin.
All the original pieces in the box, including the little tip cover.
Okay, all the original pieces in the box.
And that is your Emerson CQC-7.
Emerson CQC-7 with this dual ground Tanto with an Emerson wave feature that I do not understand because this is not a folder.
I was going to ask you about that.
It's a ramp, but I mean, why would you put it? I don't know. I guess just so you can poke yourself in the finger when you're getting in, really hard use. You want something to stab yourself in the finger. I don't know.
I think it's just a look kind of like Spyderco putting the tiny holes on things. Where
yeah, maybe. Yeah. But still, though, me personally, I'd right off. Just cut it right off. But anyways, it's an Emerson, so he likes his Emerson wave feature. It was his thing. Anyway, so we have G10 that has like these drill holes that add some traction into the G10. Full tang. Blade steel does not say. I don't know. I think it's going to be 154 cm. We're going to look it up right now. Made in the USA. Beautiful grind. Very robust. Very thick behind the edge. But it is a chisel grind. So you only have an edge on one side. Or at least it's a chisel edge. Not a chisel grind. Chisel edge. So you have a dual grind. But the edge is only sharpened on one side. Which does make a very, very sharp edge. Because it makes it thinner behind the edge. And in many cases, it can make it pass through materials even easier than if it was a dual edge. And yes, it is 154 cm blade steel. Kydex sheath goes this way. Pretty snappy. Not the best sheath, but, it is what it is. It does come with the box, and it is brand new, and the price is...
190 bazooks.
190 USA made Emerson.
Well, you're going to say USA made dollars for some reason. Anyway.
Next.
The Spartan Ares.
Now, this thing, this is something special, in my opinion.
The sick nasty of all
very,
sick nasties.
Very sick nasty. It is a Spartan, what was the name of it? Spartan Ares?
A-R-E-S.
That.
The Ares.
Sick nasty. That's what it is. It is a spike-like drop point blade with this beautiful coating in S35 VN blade steel. It is a Spartan. There we go. Sorry, it was unfocused. G10 with lots of gripping, full tang S35 VN. You do have a bit of a basher back there. It leans forward though. I'm just going to hold it naturally. See how it kind of leans forward now with a little bit of effort to go forward. You can tell this thing was designed for puncturing. Now obviously you can still use it for feather sticking and light chopping because it is light, even though it is super robust. Look at how thick it is. Very, very thick.
Also thick nasty.
Thick nasty. You can look up the specs if you want to, but the grind is super thick. This thing is very thick behind the edge, which is also going to create a major wound channel in that, kind of event. But very comfortable in the hand, very well balanced. It just seems like something that, you could chop with, you could poke with, you can do multitasks with, but you know what it's designed for. It's designed for combat, fighting, and sick, nasty stuff. What's the price on this one?
Not enough.
Not enough.
$300. Are you kidding me?
300 bones? That's it?
Yeah.
You can get this for as little as 300 bones. I want to make sure I say, I think this is micarta, by the way. It does look like some sort of burlap micarta.
Yeah. I also just want to mention that Spartan is the name of our middle class tier in our membership. So if you want to
This isn't the time. This isn't the time. This is not the time.
Identify with this knife, join up.
This is just from the sheath, so don't think that it's been smashed around and used. It's just from the sheath right there. A little bit of the coating of the sheath going off on. I did not see that. So we do have some words back there. The Kona. And you have the belt loop back there. This, I'm sure, could come off with some alcohol. I'm not going to take it off. You can take it off. It's, rubbing alcohol would take that right off. But you see you have this Velcro belt loop. So there you guys go. What's the next one?
This MK Ultra Kukri.
Oh, crap.
That is amazing, right?
We got the MK Ultra Kukri. Ooh, let me back this thing up really quick. All right, this is a Jason Knight by Knight Knives and Doug Markita collab Italian-made D2 Steel Kukri. And if you guys know, Jason Knight does custom-made Kukris. This one's actually obviously a production version of his design, collabed with Doug Marcaida. Beautiful blood groove or fuller running down the Kukri. Nice swedge on the spine. This thing does have amazing geometry for a Kukri. I want to start cutting stuff right now. The handle is super ergonomic. It does bell out right here, so you're not going to lose it out of your hand. But you do have the lanyard just in case. Very wieldy, very light for how big it is, and a beautiful leather sheath. How many bones, baby? How many bones?
290 bones.
298?
290.
Sorry, I'm giving you guys a discount here. 290 bones for the, what's the name of it?
MK Ultra.
The MK Ultra Kukri. I forgot to mention this thing is full tang. Just so you guys know, full tang. And this is the last knife on the list, guys. So don't forget the rules. Make sure you follow, or just, go to the email us. You'll get the directions to what to do next. Just make sure you let us know which knife you are interested in so that we can let you know if it's still available and then send you the directions. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.